are in a residential program where you're focusing on getting them better, seeing them in the best possible areas where they can continue pursuing sport for excellence, right?
India has close to 800 districts and over 6.4 lakh villages. These are areas where people often struggle for 3 square meals a day. These are also areas where conversations are largely about socio-economic development. How then can we get the people in these pockets to talk about sport and then get the kids in these areas to eventually start playing sport? It's a pretty tall order. We travelled to Anantapur in Andhra Pradesh in search of some answers. At the Anantapur district in Andhra Pradesh, a special project has been brewing since the year 2000. It is one that uses sport to activate the bottom of the pyramid, the grassroots, by offering children in rural areas regular and sustainable access to participation in sport.
And when we actually started the sports program, one of the biggest difficulties was a long-term thought in it. It was always a little burst, where in summer you would have a little camp, so parents would be okay with sending some kids to play, and that's it. There was no future in sports. So it was just like, okay, the kid wants to play, so fine, let's just do something here, there was no understanding of sport.
But going to the grassroots and handing the children the tools to play sport is easier said than done. This needs organization.
Anantapur Sports Academy, the vision is to leverage the power of sport to achieve social change in the rural regions of Anantapur and Satyasai districts. To achieve that, we focus on 3 main areas. One is access, number 1. Number 2 is educate. Number 3 is empower. Under access, our goal is to create equitable access for both children and for both boys and girls, regardless of any differences in the rural areas. Once that access is created on the play field, then we focus on using this opportunity to teach life skills, value education for the children. And the third one, empower, comes into the picture because in India we are still in the process of establishing a pathway right from a age of 6 till 19-20 in the sports space. So many children drop out at the age of 16, 18 for various reasons. That's when we try to encourage these youth to volunteer back in their villages, in the clubs, in the grassroots centers. So through this, we believe that it builds their leadership skills, and also it could encourage them to take sports coaching or sports refereeing or any other roles within the sports industry as an employment opportunity.
Once the children begin playing, a select few are scouted and drafted to a residential program.
The most talented and at the same time those who come from economically weak backgrounds, the parents otherwise wouldn't have afforded these opportunities, are selected and offered full residential scholarships. These full residential scholarships cover their education, it could be schooling or college, and their sports equipment, their sports training, quality nutrition, and access to healthcare and health and medical care and accommodation. Further, for their progress, we also, to continue their development, we also take them for competitive exposure matches across India.
The children at the residential program begin their day with a coaching session in the sport of their specialization. Thereafter, they head to school and in the evening finish their day with another round of on-field training session. And keeping track of their progress on and off the field is a dedicated academic coordinator.
Day-to-day basis, I communicate with the athletes and get the feedback about the academics, how they are doing their academics and all. And I coordinate with the tutors who come here to educate our kids on a daily basis. And I help them in creating a good environment in learning to balance the athletic training as well as the academic excellence.
Gradually and in time, the children learn sporting as well as life skills.
It's very important for every athlete who want to excel in their career. It is a great opportunity to be here and to have these kind of atmospheres. And it's my pleasure for playing cricket, and I got an opportunity to be here and play cricket.
We have to show the pathway right? We can say is a grassroots or young elite. From there, we should pick up for the excellence. From excellence to elite, because until unless you reach elite level and doesn't have an impact, because Deepti's case, we brought it from young elite to say a grassroots level. Now she has got a Olympic medal elite level.
Whereas it was actually a right of every kid to be able to play, which was not there. So to try and get parents to cooperate or society to cooperate, we would start with small tournaments, in one village here, getting few villages together, use a sport that they are used to. You need to show the value of what sport brings, and sport brings value in so many different fields apart from the fun, the play, the competition, what it brings to society, that it has a future at different levels. So like that, you need a lot of patience and little step by step working with different stakeholders.
And the program isn't limited to able-bodied kids alone. Children that are differently abled are groomed in sports like track and field and tennis as well.
In my sixth, I am going to Hyderabad. I'll see tennis, how to play, how they are doing. Then I will also come to here and play tennis.
When I go to 30 meters running, when I go to there, I have 5.35 timing. I reach there. Here we have digital education and braille script like that.
ఫస్ట్ నేను టెన్నిస్ ఆడైపోతా అంటే మళ్ళీ రన్నింగ్లో నా పేరు వచ్చింటే పని ఇక్కడ వచ్చినాను. ఫస్ట్ మాకి హైట్ వర్డ్స్ అన్నీ చూసుకొని ఫస్ట్ ట్రై చేసి మళ్ళీ పేరు తీసుకొని మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ పిలుచుకొచ్చి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేపిస్తున్నారు.
Having run the program successfully for over 2 decades now, the Anantapur Sports Academy is now sharing its formula with the rest of the country via focused workshops and conclaves.
Great to have this network, and I think these conferences are really useful and important because one, you realize there's a whole ecosystem out there that you can draw on, two, that there are resources out there that you can draw on, and three, I think there's as much as shared best practice, there's a lot of comfort and shared woes, and that's something the conference gave us.
I think there are many organizations and over here, and that there's lots to gain from each of them. We've picked up at least about 20-25 ideas of what to do.
The project at Anantapur is a rare success story. Since the year 2000, the Academy has granted sporting access to over 14,000 children, offered full scholarships to 105 athletes, partnered with 113 schools and clubs, and trained hundreds of youngsters. And through a team of dedicated professionals and committed partners, it continues to inspire the rural community and undertake social development via sport.